sure some of you guys are already aware of this. For those that don't, Elks Lodges are a great way to travel around, and if you need a inexpensive one-night stay in different places, if you're a member of the Elks Lodge, you can stay pretty inexpensive. We stayed here at this pretty cool Elks Lodge in Sarasota, Florida for a one-nighter, and we had 30 amp service and there was water hookups, and it was $30 a night. And they have their lodge inside, and I will tell you guys who are Elks members, if you go into the lodge and they have a bar and restaurant in there, food and drinks are relatively inexpensive as well. They didn't have food last night because we were here on a Thursday night, and Thursday nights are their board meetings, and everybody knows that when the meetings are going on, they shut down the bar and there's no food or anything like that. So we went to a cool local place for dinner. Another little tip, I know Larika's mentioned this before, ask your locals, hey, what's a good place to eat? Where do you guys like to go? Whenever we go to a new little town, we always ask the locals. And got the name of a great place, had a cool dinner, and it was cool. But we came back here after the board meeting was over and went into the bar and had a drink. I mean, Larika had a beer and I had a tall mixed cocktail. The bill was $7.25. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat that for 2 alcoholic drinks. So it's a cool place. I mean, this place gets hopping on the weekends apparently. There is a big old brand new tiki bar around back, and they said they usually wind up with a couple hundred people in there on the weekends. They get live music and everything else. So yeah, if it's something that you guys are interested in, go ahead and look it up online. It's elks.org, and find out all the information and get an application. The only thing is, you do have to know 2 other Elks members that will sponsor you as members, but a lot of people know a lot of people who are Elks members, so go ahead and give it a shot if it's something that you're interested in. Again, pretty inexpensive RV stays. Some places they don't charge you anything because there's no hookups and it's just kind of like a parking lot. This place, again, had 30 amp and water, and it was only $30 for the night. So it was great. So again, Elks Lodges, give it a shot.
Well, hello everybody. We are in the Florida Keys. More specifically, we are staying on Sugarloaf Key. And we are at the Sun Outdoors RV Resort at Sugarloaf Key.
It's a beautiful resort.
Obviously, I mean, just look around us.
No, it is. It's beautiful. And it is actually a resort.
100%.
Just minus the laundry. No laundry.
Yes.
Which is so funny to me because they have a dog grooming area where you can literally take your dog, bathe it, and all that. But it's okay. They said you can go right next door to the KOA and do laundry, and they have kind of a deal with them that they do that, so it's not awkward or anything. But yeah, it is a beautiful resort. Florida on a whole is beautiful, obviously, with the Keys, with the water and the green trees and the palm trees and everything. But they've done a very good job at this resort. It's beautiful.
Apparently just opened in October of 23, and you can tell everything is literally brand new, from the pool furniture to the chairs outside to, you can even tell the asphalt is brand new. I mean, it is just amazing. All of the trees that are planted around the park, they still have 2x4s and stuff holding them up, making sure that they all take to their roots and everything else. So it is just absolutely gorgeous. So this place has 20 little, I call them cabanas. In reality, they're like one-room hotel rooms.
Oh, they're like little cottages almost.
Cottages. Yeah, so there's 20 of those here.
With all the different colors, which is so cute. So, super beachy, like anywhere you go.
And they've got 2 Airstreams that are available for rent that are permanent, fixed on some of the spots. And then they've got what does that leave? About 75 full hookup RV spots, both pull-throughs and back-ins along the private lake here. The thing about the pull-through spots, the only negative I'm going to say is they're not pull-throughs. They're advertised as pull-throughs. They look like pull-throughs. They are not pull-throughs. And when we checked in, the guy that got us parked and situated even told us, he goes, even though they say pull-throughs, they're not pull-throughs for anything larger than a large pickup truck. And we could tell why. They are very narrow. The spots are narrow because they have a lot of trees lining them and everything else. And the road isn't quite as wide as it probably needs to be to get a good angle on a turn. But we just backed in and it was no big deal and everything else.
It was no big deal, I think, because it was really empty.
Yes.
We are in off season, which we found out for the keys. Apparently they were slammed, from October to
March.
And then everybody left, all the snowbirds left. And so we have literally been here pretty much by ourselves.
Yes.
With the exception of a few people here and there coming in and out, like for the weekend or, to camp. There was a couple that was camping, actually brought a tent, and they were doing like the camping over in the camping spots. But we haven't minded that. It's been lovely. We have actually really enjoyed being somewhat away from Key West because Key West is very hustly bustly and a lot going on there. It's kind of nice to come back and be able to just enjoy where you're staying, your resort. They have a really nice pool, which we're in right now. No jacuzzi, but that's okay. We're fine with that. It's a good sized pool and it's very clean and it's heated. And then they have this really big, we call it a tiki hut. And it's got tables and a little stage. You can tell like when it's prime season. They've got entertainment. They have a food truck that they do, which none of that is going on now because it's not worth it. There's not enough people here.
There's 7 RVs in this whole park, 2 of which are the camp hosts.
Yeah. So, and I don't even know if there's 7 anymore.
No,
to be honest with you, our friends left, the tenters. But anyway, so
there may be 5 of us left.
Maybe the spots are long enough. Sort of. Yeah. But they're not that wide, and they have palm trees, and we have 5 slides on our rig, so, and the wind is here too all the time. So we're not putting out our awnings. And
we can't.
We can't. And so I told Kevin, let's just go and sit in the tiki hut because it's like you're getting fresh air, you're in the shade. When we first got here, he got a little bit of a head cold and then I got it. And so we've kind of just had some down days as well in between of what we're doing, just to kind of, nothing crazy, but just where you got to get through it. And we'll just sit under the tiki hut and, basketball playoffs have started and it's like you're outside on your porch, but you're not because our awnings can't come out. So,
and nice cool breeze coming through.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. And then if you go along the back side over here, they have, what is that, like a lagoon?
They've got like a private lagoon and a little dock walkway out there. And they have these things called aquabanas, which is a cabana that's on the water, and they're all inflatable. And there's several of them out there, and it's dry. I mean, you can walk right across the water and walk on them, and they're very cool looking.
They have like openings on the bottom, so you can dip your feet in there, and you can just kind of hang out. We hung out for a little bit in one, just to see what it was like, which is kind of cool. And then if you, they have hammocks all throughout, cornhole.
Picnic tables with little tiki toppers on them, and then there's paddle boards and kayaks for free. They just have them all in a pile over there. You just grab one and you can take it out in the little private lagoon area and paddle around and everything else. I mean, I guess free isn't the word when you're talking about your resort fees and everything else, but it's totally cool. I mean, this is definitely a resort.
And it's for sure the Florida vibe. So like if you didn't want the hustle and bustle of the other Keys and Key West and all that, you could just stay here, relax, and enjoy where you're at, and you definitely are feeling Florida. Like it's definitely a Florida vibe. So we've really enjoyed it here. It's been really relaxing and really pretty good weather. We've had a little bit of wind a couple of days, but this whole week has been just sunny and gorgeous.
And for those of you guys that don't know, Sugarloaf Key is kind of near the lower Keys. We're only 19 miles from Key West.
Yeah, it's been nice because then at night it's beautiful. We'll sit outside, we'll grill, we'll do our dinners. we've just had, it's just been very relaxing.
Right.
And like, we've also gone to the beach. We're going to go to the beach again. We're probably going to do some snorkeling. We're doing adventures too, but we're also really enjoying just being in the Keys and at our resort, which is fantastic. I've really enjoyed Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
So
now the big question, Florida Keys prices. When we booked this trip and this part of this loop, we booked it about a year ago, and this place, I guess, was still under construction, and we were looking at somewhere between $149 and $159 a night. And we knew it. We're like, the Florida Keys is going to be expensive. The heck with it. We're just going to do it.
It was going to pain us, though.
Yes. So
I do not like to spend that much.
No.
I don't even like to spend when we spent.
No. So this was set to be our most expensive RV park ever. I think it still did.
Yeah, it still is.
It still is. When we got here, we were looking on the websites and everything else, and they were running a special for this time of year, probably because it's so empty, and it's $99 a night. So we're like, wow, we got $50 a night off. Did the math. I mean, it was, $600-700 discount. So for 2 weeks, with all the fees and everything else, this place wound up being a little over $1,700. Again, it is the most expensive RV park we've ever stayed at.
For sure.
But the amenities, other than the laundry room, the amenities by far make it worthwhile. It really does.
Yeah, we also knew, like, we're not going to always be able to do the Keys.
No.
So we wanted to kind of, in our first year of travel, hit the Keys, do it, and do it well after your retirement. And and we're really glad we did. Like, sometimes you do tend to spend a little bit more in some of those places, but we're actually doing pretty good budget-wise because we're hanging out here
a lot
and not spending a ton of money on. We wanted to do the Everglades, but they're too far away.
Yeah, didn't realize that with traffic and everything else, we wanted to do the Dry Tortugas while we were down here. Didn't realize you have to make reservations 2 and 3 months in advance.
We should have known.
Should have known, should have looked into it. But again, it's really hard to plan like an event 3 months out, depending on where we're going to be and everything else and weather. So we didn't get to do the Dry Tortugas. And then we wanted to go do the Everglades National Park and the Everglade boat tours. Didn't realize that was 4.5 hours away back up into the mainland. So we're like, we'll do it on the next Florida, on the next Florida loop.
So we have things that we'll, check off and whatnot. And we always say it on the channel, like, you don't have to be in a hurry and you don't have to do everything your first time out, because those places are going to be there and it's what drives you to go back. And so it's just things that, obviously we'll come back to Florida because there's so many parts of Florida we haven't even discovered. I mean, even by Devil's Den, all the natural springs, there's so many that we didn't get to do that I still want to go back and do. So,
so many of them were closed and they were restricted to no swimming or anything like that because of the weather.
But I would do that tubing again any day. And Devil's Den. So
Rainbow Springs, Devil's Den, Silver Springs, I would do them all again.
Oh yeah, Silver Springs too.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Those places are always going to be there, and it's easy to get disappointed about certain things, but you just have to realize your blessings, because there's so many things that you're getting to do without, because you're traveling and you're in your rig, that you would normally not get to do. So we always just count everything as a blessing, and if we don't get to it this time, then we come back. It just gives us a reason to come back.
I mean, today's April 21st. We have been full-time on the road for just under 11 months. We got plenty of time. We really do.
We've gotten to see so many things too.
Yes,
so
yes, we have.
It is just amazing.
Any of you guys that are going to be coming down to the Florida Keys, I highly recommend, this RV park, Sun Outdoors Sugarloaf Key Resort. It is. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's worth the money. It really is.
And especially if you enjoy a little bit more of a low-key key.
The low-key key.
So I know a lot of people that come to the Florida Keys want a busier key. So if that's the case, then this is not the key for you.
Yeah.
But if you like a low-key key, no pun intended.
The busy ones are Key Largo right at the beginning, and then Key West at the end, and everything in the middle.
Maybe a little marathon, right?
Yeah, a little bit of marathon, but most of the keys are pretty low-key chill. Everything is, for those, and we weren't aware of this. We weren't aware that everything is not like Key West. We thought the entire Keys and everywhere we went, everything was going to be like Key West. No, Key West is Key West. You know, and there's really only two real sand beaches in all of the Florida Keys, and they're both at state parks.
That are not privately owned.
Not privately owned. Yeah, Fort
So-
Zachary Taylor down in Key West, and then Bahia Honda, which is up north a few keys, and we're gonna go check that out. But yeah, this is just so chill and just relaxing at the RV resort. And
The Keys on a whole, I think, is just a very laid-back vibe. That's the way they like it. That's the way of life around here.
Yeah.
Lots of boating, lots of fishing, obviously, snorkeling, diving, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been good.
Yep. And as far as grocery stores and stuff, Big Pine Key is only about 15 minutes north of here, and they have all the grocery stores, the Winn-Dixie's, the the Publix, the pharmacy, the CVS if you need it, things like that. So you're not really isolated.
No.
You aren't. You just have to drive a key or two, and you know, it's pretty good. All right, let's go enjoy our day out here in the sun. All right, talk to you in a little bit.